Hey guys, I'm Derek Bittner with GameXplain's review of Pokemon Black and White 2. As you may already know, Black and White 2 is the first direct sequel to a Pokemon game in the entire series, and with that comes some pretty heavy expectations. So does this new entry do enough to mix up the formula, or does it just feel like a retread of familiar grounds? The key difference is the game's setting, which, while still taking place in Unova, picks up 2 years after the events of the originals. Although it takes place in the same world, it stars a brand new protagonist, which means you'll be starting back at square one, with none of the Pokemon you may have caught before. However, you are able to carry over the save file from the originals, which actually makes it feel like this is a continuation of that same world. By doing so, flashback scenes will trigger in specific areas, showing what happened during the past 2 years, and many will reference your old character by name and deeds. It's a great idea that continues the strong storytelling trend that Black and White initiated. However, the story in Black and White 2 isn't nearly as strong as its predecessor, but it does provide a new take on many elements of the original. There are new gym leaders to face as well as new variations on the previous ones, but the story's heart is actually with your rival. Rather than wanting to become a great trainer in order to face you, his primary desire is to wipe out all traces of Team Plasma. The remnants of Team Plasma do suffer a bit this time as they become mere Pokemon thieves, though the splinter groups within the team make things feel slightly different. And new is the best way to describe Black and White 2. Though you may still travel in the Unova region, a lot has changed in the intervening 2 years. There are new cities to visit, old cities have new additions, old characters have grown, and Pokemon from previous generations have migrated into the region. Best of all is the inclusion of the new habitat function of the Pokedex, which allows you to look at each place you visited and see which Pokemon can be caught there. This is a great system for players who absolutely have to catch them all, and removes the reliance Pokemon players typically have on guides. Even the description of how each Pokemon evolves is clearly explained thanks to Professor Juniper. There are so many more details to this game that I can't possibly describe them all in this short video. Graphical touches, changes to the way status ailments work, medals, the Pokestar Studios, Join Avenue, the Pokemon World Tournament, and so much more is stuffed into this game. And that's not even mentioning the new multiplayer features. On top of all the classic modes, there's a new Funfest Missions that can be found for the entry link. Though the core of Black and White 2 is similar to past entries, it still feels fresh thanks to the loads of new content for players to explore and experience. I went into this review wondering if Black and White 2 truly deserves the 2 moniker rather than merely being a color variant like the others. Though the familiar structure of Pokemon is still front and center, and the story may not be quite as strong as before, I can absolutely say that this is a fantastic evolution of the original Black and White, which is why we're giving it 5 out of 5 stars. The only reason you wouldn't enjoy this game is if you don't like Pokemon in the first place. Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out my full written review of Pokemon Black and White 2 on GameXplain.com for more details and other things gaming too.